The 8470p is a great laptop still in 2017, and here's why. The 8470p was released in 2012, almost making it a 5-year-old machine. This model I have here is a Core i5 3320M with 8GB of RAM. Originally from the 4, I upgraded it to 8GB and 128GB SSD. It also has the 7570M, which can do some light gaming. I love the design of this laptop, with aluminium on the top and on the palm rest. It has a great selection of ports. It has 2 USB 3.0s, a place for an express card and a FireWire port, an eSATA port, what is also a USB port, another USB 2.0 port, a headphone and a microphone jack, and for the video inputs you've got a VGA and display port. It also has an optical drive, but I've actually swapped with a hard drive in this model. It has a Ethernet port and a modem in case you still need one. When you lift the lid open, you're greeted by the unfortunately unbacklit keyboard, but it's probably the best keyboard I've ever typed on. It has great travel, it just works really nicely. The trackpad is really nice as well. It tracks well and made out of glass. It feels good when dragging your finger over it, and it tracks pretty damn well. Unfortunately, the screen isn't the best. It's got a good resolution for a 14-inch screen at 1600 by 900, but the vertical viewing angles are not the great and the colours are quite dull. I would recommend turning up the saturation in the AMD control panel, or if you got the Intel version, through the Intel control panel. The laptop also has a fingerprint scanner, what works quite well. Yeah, and also a pair of speakers, but they're not the greatest. Honestly, a few phones might have been better than what the speakers are. They sound a bit tinny and they don't go that loud. Here's a listen. Now let's talk about performance. It scored around 5,800 on the multi-core score on Geekbench 3 and around about 2,800 on the single core. The Cinebench scores pretty well as well, 267. Compare that to the Stream 14, a similarly priced laptop, scored 95. Now let's talk about gaming performance. For games like Minecraft, it can play at the fancy settings and 8 chunks at native resolution over 60 FPS. It can play more demanding games like GTA 5, but I had to lower down the settings to 720p to get around 30 FPS. The game didn't look the best, but at least it's playable. It's not a gaming beast, but if you want to play some lighter games or lower the settings down, then it's great for that, especially for the price you can pay for one of these machines. The other downside of these laptops are the batteries are used, and also when these machines were brand new, they didn't have the best of battery life anyway. So my laptop gets around an hour to 2 hours of battery, what's pretty bad. Another bad thing as well is the AMD video chip. Unlike newer machines where it switches from the Intel and the AMD video chip is always on all the time. I bought my laptop for £180, or around about $225, and the RAM upgrade from 4 to 8GB only cost me £10 more. For £200 you can get the HP Stream 14 with an Intel Celeron N360 and 4GB of RAM and 32GB of storage, which is much lighter and has better battery life, but only scores around 1900 in Geekbench 3 against 5000 on the HP Elitebook. So if you don't mind having a thick laptop, since this is a 1.3 inch thick laptop and it's not the lightest thing ever at almost £5, but compared to new budget laptops it performs so much better. Thanks for watching and subscribe.